There is a moment in every person's life when they realize something painful. People are not who we thought they were. The friend who promised loyalty disappears when life becomes difficult. The person you loved deeply suddenly becomes cold and distant. The people you helped the most may end up betraying you. And when these moments happen, we ask ourselves the same questions. Why do people change? Why do they hurt us? Why do they forget everything we did for them? For centuries, philosophers have searched for answers to these questions. Among them, the Stoics understood something powerful about human nature. They understood that the greatest source of suffering in life is not what people do to us. It is what we expect from them. When our expectations collide with reality, pain is born. The Stoic philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca spent their lives studying human behavior. They observed betrayal. They experienced disappointment. They witnessed the unpredictable nature of people. And instead of becoming bitter, they developed a philosophy that teaches us how to live peacefully in a world where people often act in selfish, irrational, and sometimes cruel ways. Stoicism does not try to change other people. Stoicism teaches you how to stop letting them control your peace. Because once you accept the hard truths about human nature, something incredible happens. You stop being shocked. You stop being disappointed. And most importantly, you stop suffering unnecessarily. Today, we will explore 10 brutal but liberating truths about people that the Stoics understood deeply. These truths may be uncomfortable, but once you accept them, your life will become much calmer, clearer, and more peaceful. Let us begin. Hard truth 1. Most people think only about themselves. One of the most painful realizations in life is this. Most people are not thinking about you. They are thinking about themselves, their problems, their desires, their fears, their ambitions. From childhood, many of us grow up believing the world revolves around relationships, loyalty, and fairness. We believe if we treat people well, they will treat us well in return. But the Stoics understood something about human nature that many people struggle to accept. Human beings are naturally self-focused. This does not necessarily mean they are evil or malicious. It simply means their attention is centered on their own survival and emotional needs. Think about how often you replay conversations in your mind, worrying about what someone thinks about you. Now ask yourself this question. How often do other people spend hours thinking about what you said? Very rarely, because they are busy thinking about themselves. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once taught that people act according to what they believe is best for them at that moment. Even when someone hurts you, they usually believe they are protecting their own interests. This truth can feel painful at first, but it is actually incredibly freeing. When you stop expecting people to prioritize you, you stop being constantly disappointed. You begin to understand that most people are simply navigating their own struggles. Their actions are not always about you. Sometimes they forget you. Sometimes they ignore you. Sometimes they fail you, not because they hate you, but because their world revolves around their own problems. The moment you accept this truth, your perspective changes. You stop taking things personally. And when you stop taking things personally, you reclaim your peace. Hard truth 2. People will disappoint you. No matter how kind someone is. No matter how much they promise. No matter how much they say they care. At some point, they will disappoint you. This is not pessimism. This is reality. Human beings are imperfect. They make promises they cannot keep. They say things they later regret. They fail to live up to the image we create of them in our minds. One of the biggest mistakes people make is turning others into heroes. We place them on a pedestal. We believe they are different from everyone else. But the Stoics warned against this illusion. According to Marcus Aurelius, when you wake up in the morning, you should remind yourself that you will encounter people who are selfish, ignorant, jealous, and difficult, not because they want to ruin your life, but because they are human. When you expect perfection from imperfect beings, disappointment is guaranteed. However, when you expect human flaws, something powerful happens. You become emotionally prepared. If someone keeps their word, you appreciate it. If someone fails you, you are not shocked. Your peace remains intact. Stoicism teaches us that emotional stability comes from aligning our expectations with reality. And the reality is simple. People will disappoint you, but their imperfections do not have to destroy your peace. Hard truth 3. Some people only value you when you benefit them. This is one of the hardest truths about relationships. Some people are not in your life because they love you. They are in your life because you are useful to them. You may provide emotional support. You may offer financial help. You may give them attention, validation, or opportunities. As long as you are beneficial, they remain close. But the moment your value decreases, their interest fades. The Stoic philosopher Seneca warned about relationships based purely on advantage. He observed that many friendships are not built on genuine care, but on convenience. People gather around success. They gather around influence. They gather around benefits. But when those benefits disappear, many people quietly disappear as well. This realization can feel heartbreaking, but it also reveals something important. It shows you who truly values you as a person and who only values what you provide. The Stoics believed we should not resent this reality. Instead, we should accept it calmly, because human nature often gravitates towards self-interest. Once you recognize this pattern, you become wiser about who you invest your time and energy in. You stop overextending yourself for people who only appear when they need something, and you begin protecting your energy. Peace comes when you stop trying to earn love from people who only value usefulness. Hard truth 4. People change. One of the most painful experiences in life is watching someone become a different person. The friend who once supported you becomes distant. The partner who once loved you becomes cold. The loyal companion becomes a stranger. And we ask ourselves, what happened? But the truth is this: people are constantly evolving. Their beliefs change. Their priorities shift. Their personalities transform over time. The person you met 5 years ago may not exist anymore. The Stoics understood that change is one of the fundamental laws of life. Nothing stays the same. Not circumstances, not emotions, not relationships. Even you are not the same person you were years ago. According to Marcus Aurelius, the universe itself is in a constant state of transformation. When we resist this reality, we suffer. But when we accept it, we gain peace. Instead of trying to force people to remain who they once were, we learn to accept who they have become. Sometimes people grow closer to us. Sometimes they grow apart. Both are natural parts of life. Hard truth 5. Not everyone will like you. One of the most exhausting ways to live is constantly trying to make everyone like you. You watch your words carefully. You adjust your personality. You try to avoid conflict. You try to be agreeable, helpful, and kind to everyone. Yet no matter how much effort you make, there will always be people who dislike you. Some may dislike you for reasons you don't understand. Some may dislike you because they misunderstand you. Some may dislike you simply because your existence reminds them of something uncomfortable about themselves. This is one of the most liberating truths the Stoics discovered. You cannot control how other people feel about you. The Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the largest empires in history. He was admired by many, yet even he had critics, enemies, and people who despised him. If an emperor known for wisdom and discipline could not make everyone like him, what makes us believe we can? Human opinions are unpredictable. They are influenced by jealousy, insecurity, personal biases, and emotional wounds. Sometimes people judge you without knowing your story. Sometimes they criticize you because your confidence exposes their insecurity. Sometimes they dislike you simply because you are different. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that peace comes from focusing on what is within our control. Your character is within your control. Your actions are within your control. Your integrity is within your control. But other people's opinions are not. When you chase approval from everyone, you lose yourself. Your identity becomes dependent on the moods and judgments of others. And that is a fragile way to live. Stoicism encourages a different path. Instead of asking, "Do people like me?" ask yourself, "Am I living according to my values?" If the answer is yes, then you have already succeeded. The opinions of others may change from day to day, but your character remains your true foundation. Once you accept that not everyone will like you, something powerful happens. You become free. Free to speak honestly. Free to pursue your goals. Free to live authentically. And paradoxically, the moment you stop trying to please everyone is often the moment people begin to respect you more. Hard truth 6. People often judge without understanding. Imagine someone watching only 5 minutes of your life and deciding who you are as a person. They do not know your struggles. They do not know your intentions. They do not know your history. Yet they form a strong opinion about you. This happens more often than we realize. Human beings naturally form quick judgments. Our minds are constantly trying to categorize people into simple labels: good, bad, trustworthy, untrustworthy, successful, failure. But the reality of human life is far more complex than these labels. The Stoic philosopher Seneca warned that people often judge situations without seeing the full picture. They see the surface but not the depth. For example, someone might see a successful person and assume they had an easy life. They might see someone quiet and assume they are arrogant. They might see someone confident and assume they are selfish. These judgments are rarely accurate, but they spread quickly. In today's world, where opinions travel instantly through social media and conversations, people often form conclusions about others in seconds. And once those opinions form, they can be difficult to change. This is why many people feel misunderstood. They know who they are inside, but the world sees only fragments of their story. The Stoics believe the solution is not to fight every misunderstanding. Trying to control every opinion people have about you is a losing battle. Instead, they advised focusing on something far more important: your actions, your character, your integrity. If someone misunderstands you despite your honest intentions, that is beyond your control. As Epictetus famously taught, we suffer not because of events themselves, but because of our judgments about them. When you become overly concerned with what others think, you give them power over your peace. But when you accept that people will sometimes misunderstand you, that power disappears. Not everyone will see your heart. Not everyone will understand your motives. And that is okay. The people who truly matter will take the time to know you beyond the surface. The rest will form opinions that say more about them than about you. Accepting this truth frees you from the exhausting need to constantly defend yourself. You simply live according to your values and let your life speak for itself. Hard Truth 7. Some people will betray your trust. Trust is one of the most fragile things in human relationships. It takes years to build, but it can be destroyed in a single moment. Almost everyone, at some point in life, experiences the pain of betrayal. It may come from a friend who reveals your secrets, a partner who breaks their promises, a colleague who pretends to support you but secretly works against you. What makes betrayal so painful is not just the action itself. It is the shock. We trusted them. We believed in their loyalty. We never expected them to hurt us. But the Stoics understood something important about human nature. People do not always act according to loyalty. Sometimes they act according to fear. Sometimes they act according to jealousy. Sometimes they act according to self-interest. The Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote that if you expect betrayal to be impossible, you will suffer greatly when it happens. But if you accept that human beings are imperfect and capable of betrayal, you become emotionally stronger. This does not mean you should live with paranoia. It does not mean you should distrust everyone. Instead, Stoicism encourages awareness. You can trust people while still understanding their limitations. Because human beings are influenced by emotions, and emotions sometimes overpower loyalty. Think about how many betrayals happen not because someone planned to hurt you, but because they acted in a moment of weakness, a moment of anger, a moment of fear, a moment of selfishness. These moments reveal something difficult about human nature. Even good people can make harmful choices. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal many times during his reign, yet he did not allow betrayal to turn him bitter. Instead, he reminded himself that people act according to their own understanding of what is right. When someone betrays you, it is often because they believe they are protecting themselves. They may justify their actions. They may convince themselves they had no other choice. This does not excuse the betrayal, but understanding it helps you maintain your peace. If you expect perfection from people, betrayal will destroy you. But if you accept that betrayal is a possibility in human relationships, you become resilient. You learn to trust wisely. You learn to observe people's actions rather than only believing their words. And most importantly, you learn that someone else's betrayal does not define your worth. Their actions reveal their character, not yours. True peace comes when you stop allowing someone else's betrayal to poison your entire view of humanity. Some people will betray you, but others will remain loyal. And wisdom lies in learning the differ. Hard Truth 8. Many people fear your growth. Success and personal growth often reveal something surprising about the people around us. Not everyone celebrates your progress. Some people feel uncomfortable when you improve your life, when you become more confident, when you pursue your ambitions. when you refuse to remain the same person they once knew. This reaction may confuse you at first. You might think your growth would inspire people, but for some individuals, your transformation creates discomfort. Why? Because your progress forces them to confront their own stagnation. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus believed that many people prefer familiarity over growth. Change requires effort. Growth requires discipline, and not everyone is ready for that challenge. So when they see someone else evolving, it reminds them of the changes they are avoiding. Instead of confronting that uncomfortable truth, some people respond with criticism. They might say you have changed. They might accuse you of becoming arrogant. They might mock your ambitions. But often, what they are really expressing is insecurity. Your growth makes them question their own choices. Consider how many successful individuals have faced criticism from people who once supported them. The moment someone begins rising above their previous limitations, the dynamic of the relationship changes. Some friends feel left behind. Some feel threatened. Some feel resentful. This does not mean your growth is wrong. In fact, it often means you are moving in the right direction. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius believed that every person has a duty to develop their character and potential, but he also understood that not everyone will support that journey. Growth can disrupt old expectations. When you improve your standards, some relationships naturally fade. When you pursue your goals, some people feel uncomfortable with your ambition. When you refuse to tolerate negativity, certain individuals drift away. At first, this may feel lonely, but it is also a sign of transformation, because growth often requires leaving behind environments that no longer support your evolution. The Stoics remind us that our responsibility is not to make others comfortable. Our responsibility is to live according to virtue and reason. If someone feels threatened by your progress, that reflects their inner struggle, not your wrongdoing. True friends will celebrate your growth. They will support your success. They will feel inspired by your progress rather than intimidated by it. But those who fear your growth may try to pull you back toward the person you used to be. The Stoic path teaches you to remain calm in both situations. Accept encouragement with gratitude. Accept criticism with understanding. And continue moving forward. Because your life is not meant to remain stagnant. It is meant to evolve. Hard truth 9. People care less about your problems than you think. When we go through difficult moments in life, we naturally hope that others will understand our pain. We want people to notice our struggles. We want them to care. We want them to support us. But one of the hardest truths about human nature is this. Most people are too busy dealing with their own lives to deeply focus on your problems. This does not necessarily mean they are cruel or heartless. It simply means that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. Everyone is carrying worries, responsibilities, fears, and personal struggles. Because of this, people often have limited emotional energy to invest in the problems of others. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus believed that one of the biggest sources of suffering is expecting the world to respond to our pain in the way we hope it will. When we expect others to fully understand our struggles, we often feel disappointed. Sometimes we share our problems and receive only brief responses. Sometimes people change the subject. Sometimes they offer advice that feels shallow. And sometimes they seem completely indifferent. At first, this can feel lonely. You may think people do not care, but the Stoics encourage a different perspective. Instead of assuming people are heartless, recognize that they are overwhelmed with their own lives. Just like you. Think about the times when someone shared their struggles with you while you were already dealing with your own stress. You may have cared about them, but you might not have had the emotional energy to fully engage. This is the reality of human life. Everyone is navigating their own challenges. The Stoic philosopher Seneca taught that true strength comes from learning how to support yourself emotionally. Of course, it is valuable to have friends and loved ones who care about you. But your peace should not depend entirely on their attention or understanding. When you accept that people cannot always carry your emotional burdens, you begin to develop inner resilience. You learn how to process your struggles without expecting constant validation from others. You become emotionally independent, and that independence creates a powerful sense of peace. Hard truth 10. You cannot control people. This may be the most important Stoic truth of all. You cannot control other people. You cannot control what they think. You cannot control what they say. You cannot control how they treat you. You cannot control whether they respect you. betray you, misunderstand you, or support you. For many people, this realization feels frustrating. We spend so much of our lives trying to influence others, trying to change their opinions, trying to make them understand us, trying to make them behave the way we believe they should. But the Stoics understood something profound about life. Trying to control people is like trying to control the wind. No matter how hard you try, you cannot force it to move in the direction you want. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of a simple principle. Some things are within your control, and some things are not. Your thoughts are within your control. Your actions are within your control. Your character is within your control. But other people belong to the category of things you cannot control. When you accept this truth, something extraordinary happens. You stop wasting energy trying to change people. You stop arguing endlessly. You stop feeling responsible for other people's behavior. Instead, you focus on what truly belongs to you. Your choices, your mindset, your values. This shift is the heart of Stoic philosophy. Peace does not come from controlling the world around you. Peace comes from mastering the world within you. The Stoic path to peace. When you first hear these 10 truths about people, they may feel harsh. You may even feel a sense of sadness. But Stoic philosophy does not present these truths to make you cynical. It presents them to make you free. When you stop expecting people to be perfect, you stop feeling constantly disappointed. When you stop expecting everyone to like you, you stop chasing approval. When you stop trying to control others, you reclaim your energy. And when you accept human nature for what it is, you gain something incredibly valuable: clarity. The Stoics believe that peace is not found by changing the world. Peace is found by changing how you see the world. You will still encounter difficult people. You will still experience misunderstandings. You will still face disappointment. But these experiences will no longer disturb your inner balance, because you will understand something many people never learn. People behave according to their nature, but your peace belongs to you. No one can take it unless you give them permission. So the next time someone disappoints you, the next time someone misunderstands you, the next time someone betrays your trust, pause for a moment, remember these truths, and remind yourself of the wisdom the Stoics practiced for centuries. You cannot control people, but you can always control how you respond. And that is where true peace begins.